What I wanted to do a video about is how to become a middle rank. I've noticed that other people have been doing these types of videos, and usually the advice is kind of like what they want you to think, and it's not really helpful. Like they'll give you tips such as
use grammar, be professional.
Okay, that's what I'm already doing. And yeah, and someone in the comments even suggested it. I just thought, hey, I guess I should give it a try. And these tips I'm about to give you, this is what helped me reach, becoming a president. That's a pretty big role. And I just want to pass it on to you guys. So we'll get started, but before we actually start, you should subscribe. You just need to subscribe, or else I should be looking at the camera technically. I'm staring in your soul. So let's get started with number 1. Don't be extra. You're not impressing anyone with your fancy words.
Pleasantries. My name is epithet. Sorry, what's an epithet?
Your know-it-all attitude.
It is working for other people.
And that you corrected my grammar mistake.
No. In the UK, how dare you correct me?
Do you understand? If you watch my ROBLOX VERDE Cafe but I can't train video, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Just don't be a tryhard. Don't be a tryhard. It's so frustrating seeing low ranks behave like this. It's frustrating. It is annoying. Nobody likes a know-it-all. No one likes that. How do people not know this? Why do people behave this way? Yeah, just be yourself, don't be extra. You don't have to use fancy words to appear better than others. If you don't know the meaning of the word yourself, if you have to look it up, that means other people probably don't know it as well. So you shouldn't be using it. My second tip... Now I did say to not be extra, but being extra is a sort of like bad way to stand out. It isn't something that people look positively upon. There are other ways to stand out. And by standing out I do mean by the way you work, but also your Roblox appearance and name, because they do make a difference. With the way you work, obviously, look at the people around you, look at the way they work, because then you'll be able to look at their mistakes and prevent yourself from doing those mistakes. Because it's so easy to just fall into the pattern and to just be like every other staff member, every other low rank. If you're going to get recommended, then the person needs to notice you. They need to notice you and they need to remember you. You also need to stand out with your appearance and name. One thing I would say, this is probably like a super unpopular opinion. Don't do trends. Because you will mix right in. You'll mix right in and you will really struggle to stand out. If you look like everyone else and your name is similar to everyone else, you will struggle. I think from my personal experience, definitely me having, my Roblox avatar having green skin, that definitely helped people with, remembering, because, not many people have green skin. So when people do see green skin, they don't think Shrek, they think me, Well, of course, I don't mean changing your skin tone, but I just mean, just be original. It does make a difference. If you're struggling with coming up with a look, ask for your friend's help. Look at how other people are dressing up and do the opposite. Ignore trends because they will really hurt your chances. Like I said, name is also really important. A lot of the names, like the trendy names, seem to be having it's like normal words, but then there's X's in the place. These names are hard to pronounce, first of all, meaning that they're hard to memorize. If someone's struggling to pronounce it, they won't remember it. And obviously, again, you won't stand out. So many people are going to get confused with the names. So let's look at, for example, let's look at the Verde staff members. Let's look at their names. Okay, so we have our first name here. Okay, I don't know how to say it. See, I don't know how to say it. Aloki, Aloqi, Olokai. I don't know how to say it. And that's the issue. I am going to struggle with remembering it. Okay, let's look at the next name. Percham, okay. Yeah, you should be using... My best advice would be to use normal English words. Normal English words. Because they're just the easiest to remember. Hurtcharm. I might remember this more easily than this other name that I'm struggling to pronounce. Another thing that you want to avoid is numbers. Numbers, obviously, they're hard to remember. Use common sense. Please use common sense. That's all I'm going to say for this point, but we're going to come back to it. Tip number 4, don't be annoying. When I was vice president, the amount of fake bullcrap that I had to hear from desperate senior baristas is so frustrating. The amount of times they would come up to me and ask me how I am. The amount of times they would come up to me and ask me if I would like a drink or something. When I'm busy handling trolls, they ask me if I want like a drink. Why would I want a drink? What, to pretend to drink while I'm dealing with trolls? What? I don't want a drink. I don't want food. Just leave me alone. It was so frustrating. And obviously, they're doing this as a way to hint, as a way to get noticed. Again, going back to standing out. This is not the way to get noticed and to stand out. Remember what I said about standing out. This is not the way to stand out. Okay, number 5. Actually work. Depending on what group you work at, most of the time, you won't have any commands when you reach the top of the Allah rank. You won't be able to kick or ban. So why do some people see the need to mini-mod? You're meant to work behind the counter, not supervise the cafe. The amount of times I see senior baristas stand alongside staff and supervising, you're not doing anything. Because you can't do anything, you can't kick or ban, meaning that you're not doing anything. Okay, you're giving warnings. So, who cares about warnings? Anyone can give warnings. And you can give warnings while also working behind the counter. And also, it's annoying as well. Because it is also like this sort of desperate way to get noticed, you know? Standing right next to the middle ranks. Oh, I'm sure to get noticed. It's annoying. Get back to work. Get back to work.
Don't be rude.
Don't be rude. I know this might come as a complete shock, coming from me.
I've already seen her agree. Oh, shut up.
The amount of times I'd have people butting in while I'm talking to someone else is actually so
rude.
I'm talking to someone else. I can only talk to one person at a time. Again, this goes back to using common sense. This is like in real life, you wouldn't go up to someone and start talking to them while they're talking to someone else. Are the people who work at cafe groups, or groups in general, so deprived of like social interaction that they don't know this? This is like basic human interaction knowledge, to not butt in when someone else is talking. But they do it, and people, I don't know where this even began, but what's up with the dots, man? What's up with the dashes? What's up with the I? It's so rude. It was rude from the beginning, but suddenly now people, oh right, so rude. Oh god. Because basically what always happens with trends is that basically they're introduced, right? The trend is introduced. Everyone follows the trend. Oh, trend becomes uncool. People who followed the trend suddenly talk crap about it, even though they were taking part in the trend. Like for example, there's this meme about, yeah, I say I, how could you tell? And it's being sent, for example, in the noted customer chat, and everyone's like, lol XD, even though like half the people saying that did that themselves. So what are they on about? This is what always happens with trends, and that's why, again, why I said to not follow trends, because you're just gonna look stupid. You're gonna look so dumb. Point number 7. So you made it to the end of the video. I'll give you my last tip. This is the last tip. Point number 7 is the last tip. Get ready for it, because this might shock you. And also subscribe. Ignore everything that I just said, because the chances, the probability of you actually getting recommended or noticed are so low that you're basically wasting your time. There is no point in working at doing shifts as a low rank. You just need to keep an eye out for middle rank applications. Yeah, that's all you need to do. Keep an eye out for middle rank applications. These are what you need to look out for. You don't need to work. You don't need to do shifts. I'm being serious. And you'll notice something in the application. You'll notice that it is missing something. It asks for your details, obviously. It asks for you to type out some answers. But one thing that they usually don't ask, they don't ask for any sort of like proof, any sort of evidence that you've been actually working. Let's go back to the point that I said about common sense. What does this mean? The applications don't ask you to prove that you actually worked at the cafe, that you're doing shifts, that you're active. It means that you can just get to the highest low rank, usually just through attending trainings, and you can apply without even working a single time. You are wasting your time. If you think that you're gonna get recommended, or if you think that you need to be active for the application, you are so wrong. They don't ask for that. There is no way they can ask for it anyway. Like, again, this is common sense. How would they ask? How would they make sure that you are working? Verde, for example, doesn't have a point system. Maybe other groups do. Maybe you have to like do a screenshot or something, I don't know. Maybe they check. But in Verde, they don't have a point system. So these are my tips. I know some of you might be angry that I kind of wasted your time with the 6 tips at the beginning. But I need the watch time. But I also wanted to obviously reward the people who actually watch till the end, because now you know the secret. That this is the secret, because clearly other people don't know this, because we still have loads of people working at the cafe wasting their time, and like, it's so obvious. I always felt like this was so obvious, because in the application they don't check if you're active. There's no way to check if you're active. Verde doesn't have a point system. They just have the ranks, and you can get the ranks just through attending trainings, not by actually working. And that's just a flaw in their system. So if you guys did find this useful, I mean, you probably did. I just told you the secret, the ultimate secret. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. If you somehow haven't already, make sure to subscribe. Join the Discord server. Thanks guys, stay safe, and bye bye.